All right, welcome back. Love is not enough.
What does that mean?
All right, so let me tell you a quick story. Here's
Tell
what
me.
happened. Before we started
Okay.
today, I said, I have a few questions for you. We're gonna cover a few things. I said, love is not enough. He said, I don't know what that means.
Confused.
Right?
Like, what does that mean?
Right. So, but anyway, this is what I mean by that. Okay. Um, I engage in a lot of these conversations online, much more than you, because you don't get time for this.
I barely engage. What?
Right. You don't get your own soft life cannot be tampered with by somebody's talking point on the internet.
No, it
Okay.
can't be. I don't want anyone living in my head.
Exactly, right? So, 1 second. Let's see here. Just want to make sure. So basically, a lot of the conversation on the internet, both on the men's side and the women's side, is that love is not enough. I see this thrown around all the time, everywhere, And my own thing is like,
Yeah, but what's the context? Like, why is love not enough? I would want to know why. Is there a story? Because sometimes, as human beings, when we say certain things, it comes from our own experience. So I can say, I've been in a place where I felt like love wasn't enough. When we're going through our marriage, and I just wanted to get out. I was done. I was exhausted. I said, look, love is not enough. It's not even you. It's me. I just want to let go. So it depends what's going on.
You wanna so basically anytime somebody comes to you and says love is not like, what do you mean? Right? That's what I say, right? What do you mean, right? Right. But I think there's an assumption on the internet. I say internet because we're all on the internet, but this is where people are having these conversations, right? Once they say love is not enough, I'm like, what do you mean? At first, I used to say, love is more than enough, right?
Yeah, but-
and there will be a hard pushback at that, right?
Yeah.
Because they're looking at this guy who is thinking in terms of love. You go collect, these people, both sides, men will say it, women will say it, right? And they go in this spiral of how you need this, you need it. But when you go and look at love, the actual meaning of love holistically, not your dictionary meaning, because all of you choose your dictionaries. You choose what dictionary you want to use on what day, right? So once they start highlighting all this thing, when you go back to love is kind, love is all of it is inside of love.
Yes.
Right? So come to find out that what most of them are talking about is the in-love experience, right? The butterflies.
The in-love experience sometimes I feel like is lost. And when you have something that is new, it feels hot, it's shocking you,
Right.
you're feeling it. But then when you start to have issues, you start to look at, okay, is this person crazy? Like, did I choose the wrong person? Like, it really depends. I feel like for me, love is you loving me regardless of my flaws.
Right.
When I'm at my worst.
Right.
And you love me.
That's not in love. That's a person
That
choosing
is
to
actually
love.
choosing to love me regardless of who I am, what I have done. To me, that's what,
That's what it means. That's what love is
So
to you.
most times when people
Now
say,
when it's easy to fall in love.
yes.
It's easy to just like somebody, be attracted to them and fall in love, right?
So when things get really hard, I feel like most of us, even me, I'm very guilty of that, because I had a challenge at work today and I called my husband and I said, you know what, I'm leaving this place and I'm going somewhere else. But then I realized that I'm also, and I hate to say I'm a Pisces again. I'm a flight kind of person. I can I will take it until I can't take it no more.
Right.
And then I'm out. And there's nothing you can tell me. There's no solutions. I'm out because I'm exhausted and want out.
Yeah.
And I remember sharing that
So
with
you tend to run?
I can't.
Yeah, I think
When
all
I
of us have been
decide
there.
to run, I'm burnt out.
Right.
That's also because I'm not, so I'm very guilty of not using my words when I'm supposed to.
Right. Speak up.
speak out at the right time, I'll give that person, maybe they will catch it. Maybe it's me looking at it that way. But it's very important to speak out when you don't like something. So you don't get to the point where you're exhausted and you run.
Yeah. Shout out to Shola Omogboye guy. Says, Ola, you don't smoke the Igbo again. Look at the Igbo where they smoke.
What?
What if it was you? If you were smoking this type of Igbo? Shout out to you, Shola. Gomez says, I have a confession, Ola. I saw the post you made on Is Love Enough, and I wrote something I presented yesterday at an event that everyone loved. So wait, you wrote something. Where is it? You should share with us, right? Gomez is always sharing a lot of gems here, by the way. But, nice. This is the post she's talking about. Let me see if I can share it really quickly so that we're not left in limbo here. Let me see. Let's see. I think this is... Here you go. Let me just share that. All right. So this is the post we're talking about. I said, love is not enough. What do you mean? Are you talking about love, God, your personal decisions, the love expressed by someone else, or the butterflies? Take your time and think about this beyond the talking point. It's okay if you don't have an answer. If it's not that deep, or if you feel I am twisting your proverbial arms. People call the semantics earlier on this platform. But please, know this and know peace. Your results are yours. And the more you are not owning it, the more okay your results are with staying the same. Okay? Right. I am resting. See you all tomorrow. And then I haven't seen them in 2 days. Shout out to you for that.
Oh my God.
But anyway, and let me see. I think there might be... okay, so you didn't leave the comment. You wrote something. So let me see. I think she's saying something here. Opinion. Love is the root foundation, and with every other branches, it starts with self. Branches such as... She's going to share more, I guess. Yeah. All right. But the gist here is that be careful how you define love. Because listen, you don't have a choice. You have to own your results. You might be in denial about it anyway. Shout out to Ade. Good to see you. Sometimes the best form of defense is to run away. Yes, sometimes. Sometimes I call it backing off. Like back off of the situation, right? Some people will see that and they will call it you're running. But it depends on who is seeing it, right? Who is observing it. It's true.
Because sometimes when you're caught up, like sometimes when we're arguing, right? And I start to walk away. I walk away not because I don't know what to say.
Right.
But I walk away because I don't want to say something that would hurt you.
Right.
Like hurt you too. Because when I go low, I really go low. People don't understand when I back off.
What about when I go low?
Your low is not as bad as my low. My low will remind you of everything that you hate. And you will never be able to forget that low.
Right.
So that's why I walk away. Because I believe that words are like egg.
Right.
Like an egg. When it drops, you can't pack it up.
Right.
You start to sow, that's it. That's why I walk away. But people will say, oh, that's a sign of weakness. No, I don't think so. I think that whatever you don't mean, don't say that of your mouth.
Right. You could call it weakness, doesn't mean you're not going to collect. You could blame it on weakness all you do, but that's your actions. You're responsible for your actions. You're responsible for your reactions.
Right.
I did it because you did. You're responsible.
Yeah, it comes with it. Like people who love to get petty. I just can't. Petty, there's nothing good that can ever come out of petty but resentments.
Right. Speaking of petty, our next topic is going to be fantastic. But Gomez said, this is just a snippet of the first lines I read out to the audience. My opinion, love is the root foundation, and with every other branches, it starts with self. Branches such as respect. Yeah. So when people say love is not enough, it's almost like saying, if I go with your rhetorics here, it's like saying the foundation is not enough. What do you think is going to be enough if you don't have the foundation? Right?
Yeah. So
it's all semantics. What I'm saying is that there's a certain mindset that keeps saying love is not enough. Check that mindset. That mindset is not coming from a healthy place.
I also think, I'm sorry to say, I also think it's a trend. You know how
it's trendy. That's true. It's a trendy thing.
Like I feel like
that's what I mean by talking points.
Yeah, like some people haven't experienced what some people have experienced.
Right.
Yet they carry the love is not enough stuff to cheat themselves of a good relationship.
Right.
Because if you go around saying love is not enough when you have not even experienced love.
You've experienced a bastardized form of love, and then you're running around saying love is not enough. Brother Ali,
it's gonna hurt.
What you experienced was not love. can we start from there first?
Yeah.
Let's start from the fact that what you experienced clearly was not love, because love will not make you come out and say it's not enough. I understand it can make you feel like it's like you throw your hands in the air, like nothing works anymore. You have a lot of people saying that right now. You say marriage no the work, love is BS, marriage is a scam. There's tons of talking points, and all of it is shooting yourself on the legs.
But people forget to talk about the benefits of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm yet to I have seen a few articles.
Look at this babe.
On that. What's that?
Voila.
Ola, nah, short man.
These people.
Your wife told us.
Shout out to Larry. Shout out to Larry.
I wish. If you see my heels, oh my God, I've been forced to reduce my heels actually.
Maybe they need me. This is after this.
wish.
This is you wearing heels. They need to see this,
Oh,
right?
me wearing heels though.
Can really come to do shalayi for you. That's how wearing heels. But anyway.
Thank God to my 4 inches.
Sorry, babe. I think I interrupted. What were you saying?
I don't know. I'm about 42 now. I can't remember.
Oh,
anything.
Jesus. 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 Patricia say, what is your definition of love? Love is giving. Okay, if I have to give you one word, it's giving, not give and take. Okay. Now, caveat. Okay, you can't be giving what you don't have.
Because I was gonna say, what about self? Because if you don't give to self,
if you don't give to self, you bastardize love just like
Right.
that. If you are saying I love you, I love you, I love you, stay with me, boy, that's lack of self-love and definitely lack of self-respect. And that doesn't produce anything good. But it's giving. But start by giving to self. If you give adequately to self, you have enough to give to other people, and you're not toxic, and you're not needy, and you're not you're not coming. You can't even stay in a situation where somebody is draining you either, because that way automatically interpret back to you're not giving enough to self.
Yes.
Right. But love is giving. Once you start having give and take to it, if you add take to it, start to bastardize it. Because you will easily start to come up as needy when clearly that other person is not willing to give back to you at that level. You have unrealistic expectations.
I think take is kind of dangerous because it gives you, like you said, unrealistic expectations.
Mm-hmm.
So when you do things because you feel like you're gonna get it back, it's not good.
Yeah.
You have to do it because
it tampers with it makes it not pure, and love is pure.
Exactly. It has to be genuine.
Yeah. And then you start saying, there's no such thing as unconditional love. It's all transactional. And then you start coming up with more and more talking points.
Wait, is that Nigerian people saying that?
They're everywhere. Nigerians, they're like Indians. What are you talking about?
You know what? Because I listened to a podcast today that said that love is transactional. And I'm like confused. Like, so you mean to tell me...
You can't put that transactional thing on love. That's just life itself.
I was hella confused. Let's just
that
way.
You will get confused because you're not having the experience they're having. but love is. I know where they're coming from when they say love is transcendent. It's the same thing. It's the love give and take thing. It's the love is not enough thing. It's the same thing. It just camouflage as different things. It's just people with certain types of experience and they're trying to find answers. And sometimes when they say certain things, it make them feel better. But that's not going to change the reality of this life. Can you give love truthfully mean what you form a good attention and still collect? Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
But also, there's a good chance that you're measuring from how you feel right now and not the grand scheme of things. You're not able to wait out the full story, right? But I guarantee you, if you engage self-love, right, you will start a new direction. You will recourse your direction.
And can I say that it can be very hard, when you're in your feelings.
I'm sorry, baby. So sorry.
Yeah.
I usually start with everything I say here is easier said than done.
Because it can be very hard.
Yeah.
There's so many reasons why you would say, you know what, let me look at the grand scheme of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Let me weigh the pros, let me weigh the cons.
Yeah.
You have to be strong to be able to be that way.
Yes.
If you are in that weak moment when you're in your feelings, there's no way in that moment. I don't even want to see your face.
Yes.
I don't even want to think about you right now. I need that 100%. Time to check out and come back and say, you know what, my bad. It shouldn't be that bad.
Yeah.
It's not that deep.
Yeah. Yeah,
So we
it's
have
not
to
that
let
deep.
people understand that it's okay when you're in your feelings to take yourself out of the situation in that moment.
Yeah.
And then you can come back and re-engage when you feel at your best.
Yes, I call it back off.
Oh,
Whenever I tell them here, they know what I'm. Hopefully, they know what I mean by now. Back off. Just back off for a second.
right.
It doesn't have to be a permanent decision. It's a way to demonstrate that, quote unquote, you have options, right?
have to
It's to
have
demonstrate
options,
that
yeah.
you have self-love, you have self-respect. Especially if you're a man, you need self-respect. If you lack self-respect, you will go around the street of internet asking for submissions from strangers, asking for trust from strangers, asking for femininity from strangers on the panel. Okay, you will collect badly. It will get worse. It will only
I
get
don't
worse.
know. Can I say that when I look, see the way I'm asking, can I say that's because I don't want to offend anyone.
You want to make sure
But can I
that
say
your
that,
message is landing.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
I hear those things, I'm like, okay, am I an alien? Am I on the wrong planet?
No, Allah only kuri.
Am I?
May
Because
God
I
not
do
let you see what will start to have you see this talking point and relate with them.
Amen. But I
Yeah.
do feel like there are very few people going through this. But I don't, to be honest with you,
No.
we know a good number of people and they look really normal. Maybe I'm not, I wish I could be a fly on people's wall so I can see what's really going on.
Yeah.
But from where I see them very normal. They don't talk about stuff like this in that way.
Yeah.
So when I hear that, I'm like, maybe these people are bitter. Maybe somebody has given them what's that you go collect. Maybe they don't collect. Because,
I'll tell you why.
it's quite extreme.
Have you ever heard the term keyboard gangsters?
Never.
This one live in an echo chamber. Oh, Jesus. Not echo chamber. You live in your own bubble.
In my bubble. I do.
Keyboard gangsters, they are people, all of us, as a matter of fact, we all gain extra level of gangsterism when we get on the keyboard. We have
like
more
when we're
we have more
typing
boldness
comments.
to talk.
Yes.
So you will hear more of people's truth and reality on the internet. Yes, a part of it when they're in real life is part of packaging.
So they're not showcasing the
They're
real
not
thing.
showing that. Yeah. But a
So
lot
you
of people are
mean
going
to tell
through
me
this.
that most people are going through this?
A lot.
I'm not saying people
most.
are not going through challenges. So don't get me
Not most.
wrong.
Not most.
But what you're saying right now seems like, okay, we should all be careful at the end of the day.
Let's do the math like this, okay? Because we're talking about romantic relationships, right? If we do the math like this, we know 50% are ending up in divorce. We know that half of the rest of the 50% are not in happy marriages. I don't know if it's half, but a lot of the people in marriages.
It's 20% in sexless marriages, right?
Oh, that's the sexless part. There are people having sex that are going through emotional abuse and they're not happy, right? They must
So which percentage is happy?
Okay, so you see now,
Sorry.
the reality is kicking in small. The truth is that people are going through a lot, right? And that's why I said, may God not let you experience what will make you start to relate. But
Amen.
the truth is that people are going through a lot. People are going through a lot. If they're not going through, it's coming. We've gone through our own crisis too.
Yes.
Right. So it's just I think it's the journey of life. When you see that way, then you re-engage and say, this is a game. I need to learn how to play the game.
Basically, everybody's going to have challenges, whether you like it or not. But it doesn't mean we're all going to have the same kind of challenges.
Oh, that's the tricky part about it. They're all going to come up differently.
Exactly.
Right?
I think that's what I'm trying to say.
But there's something that's common to all of them, right? This part is common to all of them across the board, okay? Unless you're talking something medical, which we don't treat here. We don't treat people medically here. If we're talking something medical, then it may be a little bit different. But everyone will go through, where is it? Everything can be traced down to these four things when it comes to marriage and romantic relationships. Friendship, sex, expectations, and pride. Your ability.
Pride is a big one.
Yeah, your how you're able to manage those things.
I think pride is actually the destroyer of most marriages, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think that too. Yeah, I think second to that obviously is unrealistic expectations.
Yes, expectations.
Yeah. See, on the surface, it looks like I should put unrealistic expectations at the top. Somebody's going to be in the chat right now saying, "No, it's infidelity and finance." And what's the third one they always say? Irreconcilable differences. But anyway, that's topic for another day, right? Sorry, I'm dramatic, right?
Hella dramatic.
All right. All right. No. Right. It's pride. It's pride. It's coming from at least one side. Most likely from both sides, and it's not something you can admit to because oftentimes you can't see that you're doing it.
Sure.
Right. The example I always give is like, the way I was raised, we don't do that. That right
we
there.
weren't even raised in the same place.
That right there is like that means you're not aware. This pride usually comes from not being aware.
Yeah.
You're not aware that people are raised differently as a given, right? Let's start with that. You can't build a successful marriage if you're not aware of that simple
And
fact.
now who's saying that the way you were raised is the perfect way? I'm sorry.
That's when you take it to the next level.
Like, dude,
See, I was trying to be nice.
what are you talking
I
about?
was trying to be nice, but you just took it to the next level,
Like, wait,
right?
what?
And you're literally saying the way I was raised is perfect.
Yeah, and mine is not. I'm just saying.
Somebody should call you Leini, and you might as well just go ahead and say that. You know?
Terrible.
So,
May God help us all.
you know,
How about that?
shout out to Cool, shout out to Jock, shout out to Patricia, shout out to Life with Natu. Good to see you, Natu.
Hi guys.
Yeah. So I'll be right back. Let's come right back with the next one.